design industry is trying to describe what is our thing, and I think that we'll always be trying to figure that out. I think for James and I, like, the Scandinavian aesthetic is really around like use of minimal materials, a respect for the materiality, very clean lines, things that don't date. It's really important that our aesthetic doesn't date. So we try not to design stuff that looks really on trend now and may not be in trend in 5 or 10 years time. We don't always know like what's going to work in the market, and also technically, like a lot of pieces we design like just break down technically before they reach the market. But you don't actually know what is going to really hit sentiment at the right time. Most of our inspiration comes from the factory and our processes. A lot of it comes from trying to utilize all our materials and not waste. The chairs we're sitting on, the Tilbach range, were really born out of a desire to make an all timber chair, because we'd never done that, and we felt like that would be a good challenge, and also felt like something that honored the Cape furniture. A lot of our books we read are on these ancient or old Cape Dutch furniture, and there's just something beautiful about the old stuff, the way they utilize materials they had, processes they had, very basic hand tools.
We needed something to join the names, and we didn't want to use an and sign, so plus sort of made sense. I mean, it turns out that it's also great to cut away from material, because everything falls away and it just leaves it, and it can create cool shadows.
You can recognize it, easy to recognize. We didn't want like a flashy logo. We didn't want words, because our names are quite long already. And also we found like the logo, actually we designed for it, so it's not something we just put on afterwards. We consider it part of the piece. We want the logo, like, our thinking is if you see one of our pieces from far away, you should know that it's ours by the proportion and the overall style of the piece. And then the logo, when you get close enough, the logo is confirmation. And that happens. I saw a house in a magazine where a dining room table, one of our dining room tables was in there, and I could see it was a shot from through the garden, like through the whole garden and the window into the dining room. And I could see, I was like, that's one of our tables. And then I turned the page and I saw the close-up, and I was like, there you go. Another thing for us is designing for the waste. So rather than seeing it as waste material, we actually design for it. So that's why we have quite a big homeware range. For me, it's a lot more about rationality than like the buzzwords. And I think that's probably the guide for us, way more around like green kind of terminology, but really like what is rational. It makes the most sense to utilize your resources to the maximum. My favorite product is the Saka chair. It came out on a Friday afternoon, like in one moment of inspiration. For me, with we've got a very old Italian pipe bending machine, which is my favorite. And it obviously didn't come out in that afternoon. It was stewing for a long time, but it just came out like in one go. And so I'm always amazed at that, like the fact that can happen. My kids love it because they, right, whenever we're out in restaurants and stuff, they run around and they like look at everything, go like, did you make this?
I think that for me is the most inspiring thing, is that we've got everything here and now it's all under 2 roofs, and we can do anything we want in a click of a button. It can be either rectified or a new product can be made, which is when people with any sort of affinity to a production facility come here, their minds are sort of warped.
It's a dream workshop. I think a lot of people don't understand how obsessed we are with quality. a lot of the time people don't understand the amount of care. I mean, even the smallest thing we make here gets touched by virtually everyone in the business. You know, from design and offices right through the factory, it goes through so many hands and so much care every step.
I have all my best ideas when I'm riding my bike or surfing or running or whatever I'm doing. I think I'm so surrounded by stuff here, I don't really look beyond these walls for inspiration.
I'm sort of driven mostly by curiosity. So I'm super curious all the time on different things, materials, processes. What could this be? That's questions that I ask myself a lot. It's very much hands-on or sketching and playing, and I learn a lot by that direct experimentation. I've always been, I've been a deep believer in the value of good design. And by value, I mean like what it brings everywhere, to people, to the environment, to socioeconomic change. Like it's a big driver for me to be in South Africa and to build this kind of business here. As a legacy, it would be great if more people did this. I think production is a great job creator. It's also a way to train and skill people up. So I think looking at our product, and imagine say 20 or 30 years time, someone has a vintage piece and they look at it like, where was this made? And if they trace it back to this factory in this place and it's still going, and they're like, wow, this is an amazing level of detail and quality. How were you able to do that? And when they uncover the how, they would see the culture, the people, the training, they'd see all that other stuff. You don't make the products we make without it.
Yeah, I think that's actually enough.
And we have a lot of fun along the way. So I don't think we're working towards a future endpoint. We wouldn't be here if we weren't having fun with it. And I think you can see that, you can feel that in the product.